Though he wasn't happy with the outcome, he had to admit that Destin was very powerful. They'd suffer significant losses if they insisted on going against him. So Reeds, I'll entrust the antidote to you. Conrad flicked a white pill into Ronald's hand. Then he said, I have always respected Sir Hill. I am truly saddened by his passing. I trust you'll handle things fairly and give the murderer the punishment he deserves. This isn't something you should be worrying about, Sir Melling. We'll handle things at Balerno Martial Arts Alliance our way, Ronald said calmly. He knew very well that Conrad was just gloating over their misfortune. He wasn't in the mood to entertain him now. Since you already know what to do, I won't comment further. I'll take my leave now. Conrad nodded at Ronald and left with his men. He looked cheerful and full of energy. Paul's death meant the Balerno Martial Arts Alliance would lose significant support. And most importantly, Destin, their up-and-coming genius, would soon fall too. Those were two great pieces of news to the Glenstead Martial Arts Alliance. He decided to get himself several celebratory drinks once he returned. Destin, I know that you're not the murderer, but I have no choice. If I didn't do what I did, they wouldn't back off. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Ronald's expression was complex. It's fine as long as you trust me, Destin said respectfully. If Ronald hadn't calmed the crowd and bought Destin some time to investigate, violence would have erupted. Things would be vastly different if that happened. Destin, I can't help you openly, but if you ever run into any problems, you may come to me in private, Ronald told him sincerely. Thank you, Sir Reeds. Destin was thankful. Now that things have come to this, you should watch your back. Ronald shook his head and sighed before walking away. The crowd came quickly and left just as quickly. Once they saw Destin swallow the septum mortis, they knew he would die. It no longer mattered to them whether he was guilty. Sir Rees, you were too rash to take the poison. Why would you risk your life like that? Cornelius sighed heavily. He really couldn't understand why Destin would take the pill. All the elites from Balerno and Glenstead Martial Arts Alliance were gathered here. Even with all of you here, you won't be able to stop them, Destin answered calmly. Even if we can't defeat them, we can take a few down with us. I refuse to believe that all of them aren't afraid of death, Cornelius retorted defiantly. All right, there's no point discussing this anymore. Your main focus now should be to find the culprit as soon as possible, Destin said seriously. What about you, Sir Rees? Cornelius asked with his brow furrowed. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Go on. Destin waved his hand to dismiss them. Yes, sir, Cornelius answered and led his men away.